1075 The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
Bobby Cox in his mid-80s. Ted Turner was late 80s when Ted died last week. Here's Bobby Cox. First of all, talking about the emotions of when he was selected to the Baseball Hall of Fame back in 2014. And Bobby was just, to the shock of no one, Bobby.
I think the orientation day, which is taking place right now, has really hit home with me. It's become a little more emotional. When I was in the winter meetings in Orlando and I got the call from Jane Clark, it was emotional, but it hadn't hit me. The entire winter meetings and after I got home, it didn't really hit me. But today, being on these hallowed grounds, it's hit me pretty hard, and I feel like I'm now in the Hall of Fame.
1963, Dodger lefty Sandy Koufax throws his second career no-hitter. And Sandy Koufax, I mean, to this day, still hangs around the Dodgers, the organization, when he can. I mean, he's been around for a long, long time. But people forget how good Sandy Koufax was. It was a short period of time. Koufax was very wild, finally got his location and command handled, and then was just a killer for a short amount of years, 5-6 years or something? And then and retired. I think after 66, after losing the World Series to the Orioles. Sandy Koufax this day threw his second career no-hitter, 1963. LeBron James in his 40s playing at the level he's playing. And look, I grew up a Jordan guy. Say that right away. But look, what LeBron James is doing in his 40s, we've never seen, or I've never seen in my life. I know Kareem was still good when he got into his 40s. Michael was, did he stop at like 41, 40, whatever it was? I mean, he wasn't Michael, but he could still score. But LeBron, it's unreal what LeBron James is doing at his age. And look, the Lakers are going to get, they're going to get boat raced by Oklahoma City, and they'll move on and finish up their season. But what LeBron James is doing at this point in his life is phenomenal. The best thing about social media is when you're winning, right? The internet, all that stuff. When you're winning, it's great. You see all those great posts, all the great likes, people saying good stuff about you. Everything is fantastic and wonderful. But when you are losing and struggling, it's a cesspool of hell, man. It just is. Well, sometimes it's a cesspool, period. But it just, especially if you're losing, and you're like 18 to 22, 23 years old, and you're just, you live on social media. A lot of people appear. Forget age demographic. I know people in my family that can't get off of Instagram. I don't know how they eat. They got one hand on the phone and one hand on a fork. I'm surprised they don't poke their bleeping eye out. So it's not just, those young kids today and they're Insta chat and Twitter face. No, it's everyone does it, but for that age demographic, they've just grown up on it, right? It's human nature. It's natural. Heck, they ask each other out using text. I mean, my kid was saying yesterday about some guy he knew at college asked a girl out on Snapchat. Seriously? How about, I don't know, talking to her face to face. But I mean, it's just the world. That age demographic is so comfortable with those platforms because they really grew up with them. So if that's your go-to and it's natural and it's how you correspond and communicate with people, and you go on there and all you're doing is getting dumped on as a team, as an individual. People sending you look, it's just the way it goes. You get that percentage of losers with no life who will go to some player's social media platform and start calling them names and wish bad things happen to them and their families. And it's just, look, like I've always said, the good thing about the internet and social media is what it can do to put communities together, right? And we see all the stuff that it helps, with like people who are in unfortunate circumstances, right? Also, animals. There's a lot of good that comes out of social media and the internet. But the negative is it's opened the door for every putz in the world to be a putz. And if you're that age and you're losing, like I get it, they're losing. They're not good. But I think the guys and girls who play on teams that aren't good, I think they know they're not the teams aren't good. Just spitballing. Or, if a guy's struggling, I think he knows. So you jumping on his social media platform, or a person jumping on his social media platform telling him how much he stinks, you probably already knew that he was scuffling. But that's just human nature, right? And it's one thing, every fan's got it right. It's what makes sports great and what makes sports terrible, and why we have stations that talk sports. Hell, we give sports opinions. We say people are good, we say people are bad. Now, that's what we all do. It's sports, right? We do that with sports. We do that with entertainment. That movie stunk. That actor is terrible. You hear that song? Yeah, he sounds like a dog hit by a car. He's terrible. And that's what we do, right? When it comes to our entertainment, we have opinions. And sports is really entertainment.